In the early years of the global war on terror, the Combat Applications Group, better known as CAG, would make a name for themselves. Much more than just a name to sell pouches on eBay, Delta Force would operate in countless missions across Afghanistan and Iraq, creating an iconic look desired by many LARPers. In today's video, we are cooking up a standard helmet setup, acting as a tutorial for anyone wanting to recreate this renowned look.
Now, this is going to go over every little bit that you're going to need, the way to work this out, the way to put the night vision mount on, everything you possibly need. Now, this will work either with your real MISH 2002s or even your reproduction ones. Now, today, for this video's sake, I am using a reproduction from Emerson. Very nice reproduction, honestly. They have a very good weight. I will be doing a little bit of more overview in a second on that. But honestly, it's going to be a little bit easier if you're using reproduction, especially with screwing the mount, and if not, you need a little bit better of a drill bit. But let's begin with this. All right, so first up, let's go over all the materials you're going to want for this.
So this list is going to begin with the MISH 2002. Now, this is the helmet base itself. I bought this one from Emerson, and honestly, as I had mentioned in the beginning, I would recommend using this one as your first base, since it's going to be much easier to screw the night vision mount onto it itself. You're going to be drilling holes into it, so it's a lot easier to go through plastic than it is a Kevlar base. Next after that, you're going to want to grab yourself some Velcro that you can attach to the helmet. Make sure obviously it has that sticker back, because it makes it so much easier than trying to find an adhesive yourself. For the color, I chose Coyote because there are a few reference photos with a Coyote Velcro, and I think it looks pretty cool. However, black is also extremely kosher for this. And honestly, I'd recommend buying black over the Coyote. Next up on the list is going to be duct tape. Now, this right here is a roll of OD duct tape. Now, this is going to be used to cover the helmet to make it more aerodynamic. Honestly, what it's really for is for slap charges and other things like that. It's nice to have it on the helmet for easy access. While you're not going to be using any of those in Airsoft, I think it looks really cool and ties in that kind of vibe that the CAG helmets had during these years. Up next, we've got the Anvis 9 battery pack for the night vision. Now, this is obviously going on the back of the helmet. There are reproductions of these, and there's also real ones. I think it really depends if you want to buy the real one. Are you actually using it for your night vision, and do you really care so much about keeping it authentic to the kit? To pair with that, we have the actual Anvis 9 mount itself. Now, this is what we're screwing onto the helmet. As you can tell, there's no holes on it itself as of right now, but we're going to be doing that in just a second. I'll show you how to measure it out and do it properly. Something that comes with the Emerson helmet is going to be the Velcro pads. This is what we're going to be putting on the inside of the helmet so we can actually attach the padding itself. Make sure you don't throw these out because they're obviously important. Now, for the pads themselves, I recently got these new ones. These are a brand called Skydex. Now, these are meant for a PASGIT upgrade kit. However, I really wanted to see how they feel because it has an interesting firm part in the middle, and obviously for the padding, just run whatever's comfortable to you. You can get like the USGI ones, you can get like 4D ones. Really just buy whatever you actually want to run. For the chin strap, almost all the helmets have a black chin strap. Now, this chin strap right here is also from the brand Skydex. However, MSA made their own style black ones, which is really what's actually accurate for the helmet, so I definitely recommend picking up one of those. If you haven't seen my second unboxing yet, this is one of the things. This right here is a cable organizer. It's really just a simple tube that we're putting on the side of the Velcro to run the Anvis battery pack through. That way the wire doesn't get snagged on anything. And to be honest, you really don't need one of these. You can just take duct tape and put that over instead of buying one of these tubes. Now, I also made two custom goggle straps for the back of the helmet. They do actually sell these in black. I wasn't able to find any while I was making this kit, so I made my own, really just by taking 1-inch nylon. I actually want to say this was 1/2-inch nylon, and then punching grommets into it and snaps. And honestly, I think it works pretty well. Now, this is important to get right. These are going to be the screw set sizes that I bought. Now, this is what I'm using because it works the best, it looks the closest, and it will fit the best for you. So make sure you pay attention to the actual sizing of the screw and socket caps you're buying, because that's what you're going to want. Alright, so let's begin with the night vision mount. As I had mentioned, this is the Anvis mount. So for this, we're not going to be using the mount it comes with, but rather screwing holes directly into it. The way we're going to accomplish this is through screwing directly through this portion. Obviously, you're going to want to watch out for that wire so you don't completely destroy the mount itself and its functionality. Now, I would recommend using a Sharpie to mark off where you will be drilling through to make it more even. However, you are going to notice that mine is a little bit off. Alright, so once you've marked it, it's super simple. You're just going to take your drill and drill right through the plastic. And just like that, you have the two holes. Now, before continuing, I would recommend trying to place the screws in. It will save you a headache if you have to make the hole slightly larger if you do it now rather than later. With this done, let's move on to the helmet itself. Now, this is what we're going to be putting on the inside of the helmet. They do actually sell these in black. I wasn't able to find any while I was making this kit, so I made my own, really just by taking 1-inch nylon, and then punching grommets into it and snaps. And honestly, I think it works pretty well. So before we begin drilling the helmet as well, let's take care of a few things. The Emerson helmets come completely empty inside, but they do include the velcro circles to add. So what we will be doing is removing the safety labels, as there really shouldn't be anything in the helmet like that. This part is super self-explanatory, but I still included it for those who needed the help. Now take your circles and align them in the helmet. So if you really need to see how it actually lays out inside a helmet, I brought over my actual real mesh. Obviously the Emerson ones do not come with enough velcro circles to do this, but you can still come pretty close. Now if you really needed this part of the video, I'm not really sure if this is the best thing you should be doing. You honestly probably need an adult's help if you don't know how to do this part. Now after that, you can throw the helmet pads in just to make sure it fits well. However, you are going to remove these once you start drilling more holes into the helmet. Okay, so now comes the very scary part, because you can only do this once or you mess up the whole entire helmet and have to buy another one. So we're going to be attaching the base plate to the helmet simply by drilling it through. So to start this, we're going to talk about the basic alignment that you're going to want to do. You're going to be taking your mount and you want to put it up to the base of the helmet itself. That's going to match up with the base of the night vision mount, and you're just going to make sure that sits well. Now, once you've centered this properly as well, you're going to want to take a black Sharpie, and you're going to be basically marking it through the holes you've already drilled into the shroud. That way it lines up a little bit better, and it makes it much easier to drill just directly into the helmet. Now, these next steps, I can't emphasize enough on making sure you're actually doing this correct. Take your time, go over it a few times, just make sure it looks right. Just because once you actually do drill into the helmet, obviously you can only do this once, and after that, you're going to be stuck buying a whole nother helmet, which would suck. So make sure you're patient and just take your time with this step. Drilled in, we get a screw in the mount. I embarrassingly left my Allen keys at home, so I had to do this part with my fingers, but we made it work. And with that, the hardest part is done. We've got the proper canvas shroud attached to our helmet. As you can tell, this looks absolutely amazing. But let's continue on. Now, this is where you get to add the velcro to the outside of your helmet. Honestly, this part is super self-explanatory and up to you where you want to attach the velcro. I mentioned before, I went with the khaki even though the black is actually more accurate. I probably should have chosen a better option because as you can tell, this stuff is peeling terribly. For the first piece, I mounted this to the back for the battery pack. Once that's done, we will add the opposite side to the battery pack itself. I shouldn't really have to explain this part once again. You'll realize that we have quite a bit of extra wiring that comes off the battery pack. That's why I recommend either duct tape or the cable organizer that you can buy from Shekin so it doesn't get caught or ripped out. So let's attach that. And there we have it. The wire is all set. However, with a slight overhang and looseness in the wiring still, we can simply fix that with a small piece of duct tape. I originally cut this piece way too large, but I did adjust that later on.
Alright, so we've basically got the helmet finished right here. Now we are missing quite a bit though, as you can tell on the exterior, but the interior wise, we've got all the padding set up. Exterior, we have the important parts like the night vision mount, the battery pack, the velcro, everything like that. So these next few things are going to be kind of optional, however it really ties in the rest of the kit, if you ask me, and it will actually make your helmet look 1,000 times better. So to start off, I've got the VIP light right here. Now this one, seen quite a few reference photos. Now this moves between the plate carrier and the helmet. However, we're going to be putting it on the helmet because honestly it looks sweet. This one is real. I've said in other videos where I don't think it's really worth the money that you'd be spending on one of these. I think e-bike sells like a reproduction. I'll actually be tagging that down in my in the description if you guys want to see that. But honestly, that's what I have got right here. I've also got the Surefire headlight. Now this one is actually the wrong generation. I will be popping up a quick little like guide on how to tell which one is the correct generation. This one is the generation 3. We'll actually see if I pop that up. I'm going to gatekeep that information. But yeah, no, so this is generation 3. We can tell by that tail cap right there. I do have a generation 2 somewhere. I just cannot find it for the life of me, so we're throwing this on the helmet. Of course, we got the mount part for it. I've also got Wiley X goggles. Now, these are definitely not needed. However, I've seen them in, I think, 1 or 2 reference photos, and I wanted to use them on a kit, so it's going to be this one right here. Obviously, importantly, we've got the chin strap. I noticed I didn't have it attached. It should be in black. If you bought the eBay one from, who is it, Emerson Gear, it should come with one of these. So, yeah. This one is an upgraded one though. I wanted to run the actual like true Mishbone one. Just some other small things that you really don't need, but I chose to include. I've got those custom black goggle straps I made. Now I plan to use these for the goggles, but also the retention cords for the night vision mount. So honestly, a lot of this stuff is pretty self-explanatory and easy to get on yourself. So let's just kind of do a quick little time lapse of that. Alright, so that took an embarrassing amount of time. However, we finally got the chin strap on. So I also obviously had to put the goggle straps on as well. These parts should all be very self-explanatory. If you really need a tutorial to how to do that, I don't know what to tell you, honestly. I'm sorry. Alright, so with those set up, we'll just set up the head mount lid on the side. Another piece that is honestly, you guys really don't need me to show you how to do this. You always just slide it on like that, right? They sit a little bit farther forward in a lot of the references, mostly because compact ones are kind of hard to fit underneath it. And we've got the right screwdriver right here. You just simply take your light. And it should slide right in. Awesome. All right, let's put the goggles around so we can actually use those goggle straps. Another super easy part. Put them up in the front like that. Just pull them behind. And then we're gonna snap them in. For this side, I also put the wire through it too, just to kind of hold it down even more. Just for that night vision battery pack. Snap in the wrong spot. There we go. Fix that wireless expand, make it a little bit better, a bit neater. And just like that, they'll sit on the front of the helmet like that. Alright, obviously there's different styles of goggles you can go with. I chose to go with these because I had them and it was the easiest to use. Last but not least, we have our VIP strobe light. This I'm going to slide on the back of the helmet. I've seen this in quite a few reference photos as well. I kind of put it in between there, push its way up, and just like that, we finished. Now let's see this.
And here's the finished product. Isn't she beautiful? Now, I did add a few more things off camera, like the bungee cord and also the duct tape. However, this is all really to your personal preference. You don't have to put as much as I did. You don't even have to put this on at all if you don't want to. However, I really like that old style like CAG look that has a lot of duct tape on the helmet. As you guys can tell, I've done that with my VBSS stuff for my SEAL team stuff. So, sticking to that kind of theme with using that duct tape, I think this looks absolutely amazing. Alright, well, that's the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you actually did stick all the way through this pretty long video, I can't thank you enough for the support. That actually helps my channel out insanely. Now, if you like these kind of tutorial style videos, but I don't actually have one on something that you want to learn about, go ahead and join my Discord and ask me personally. I'll have a link in the description, and as a special treat, I'll actually have a link to everything I used in this video today. So you can go and just add everything to your shopping cart and buy it, so you yourself can make your own CAG helmet. Anyways, I really hope you guys did enjoy today. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.